Hi guys, I hope you are doing well and enjoy watching my video tutorial. So welcome back to my channel Study Desk of Anand, and in this SQL tutorial we are going to see a aggregate function. So before I start the aggregate function, first of all I would like to thank all of you who have subscribed to my channel and has a tremendous response to this channel. So thank you so much all of you from bottom of my heart, and keep supporting me and keep loving me, and do your comment and let me know your feedback if you wanted me to change something else, or you wanted me to add some additional topics. So definitely I will do that. And if you are watching this video for the very first time, so please do subscribe it and let your friend also know about the SQL tutorial. So let's move to our video tutorial. So we are going to see the aggregate functions, so let's get started. So what does mean by the aggregate function? So the aggregate function is something which we wanted to calculate values on particular field. So that field contain values of it has a one value or more than one value. So when we apply aggregate functions on particular column, so this will perform the aggregate functions and it will return a single value as a result. So there are aggregate functions like sum, min, max, average, and count. So that I have listed in here in the PPT. So these are the most commonly used and the most popular one that are used in the SQL. And there are others aggregate functions as well. So that we can see in the systems here. So if we just expand this demo DB, and under this programmability, if you just expand these functions, so there is a folder called system functions. So just expand this, and under system functions you can see that a folder aggregate functions. So these are the total number of aggregate functions which is supported by this SQL server. And here you can see that average, binary, checksum underscore aggregate, count underscore big, grouping. So there are a lot of aggregate functions which are supported by the SQL server. So we are among them we are going to see the most popular one, like calculate the summations, find out the minimum value, figure out the maximum value, average of the column, and the total number of record is present in the table. So let's see the practicals. So for demonstration purpose I have created a table called orders. So this order table has a four column, and those columns are order ID, customer ID, item, and price. So this customer ID is something I have provided a ID. So this customer ID one means it is the same customer. Same customer has purchased couple of items. So customer ID equal to one has purchased sanitizer and gloves, and the corresponding price is listed in the price column. So similarly, there are customers who have purchased more than 4 5 items, and there are couple of item purchased by the customer ID equal to 2. So we are going to see uh, aggregate functions with the help of this problem statement. So there are company called I have named as a ABC company. So this company has sell some items yesterday, and they wanted to analyze something. So like they wanted to figure out items sold at the highest price, or it means what is the maximum items selling price that they have sold yesterday. And also they wanted to figure out the lowest value, price value. And the next thing they wanted to see, like the total number of revenue is generated on yesterday's sales. And the next item they wanted to see, like the customer has spent how much money to purchase on the items. Like if the customer ID equal to 3, so this customer has purchased bunch of things, bunches purchased bunch of items. So he spent how much money, invested how much money to buy these many items. So we will figure out that. And the next item we wanted to see, a customer, we wanted to figure out the customer like who has spent more than 500 for the shopping, so that we can give some recommendation, or we can give some coupons for the next shopping. And the next we wanted to figure out the average selling price of the items. So there are total items is sold, so we wanted to figure out the average selling price of total item. And at the last we will see the number of item is being sold, that this means the total number of record present in the orders table. So let's see each of these statements one by one. So the first one is item sold at the highest price. So here we will use the max aggregate function. So we will use max, and we wanted to figure out the selling price. So price is the field which will give us the highest number of money which is sold. So let's see here. Yes. So items, one of the item has the uh, price 700. So we just manually verified, as this is the table contains low data, so we can manually verify it. So yeah, we can see that at row number 7, customer id equal to 3, purchase a carom, and which has the highest value is a 700. So this is the highest price. And there is at row number 11, so whenever there is a multiple common price with the highest, so duplicate price, so it will return any of them. So we just see the maximum price. Similarly, we'll see the lowest price item sold, so that we can see with the help of minimum command. So minimum price of from orders. Yeah, so the minimum item that is being sold at the rupees of 50, and that we can verify. You can see at the row number 2, hand gloves is sold at 50. Similarly, you can see at the row number 5, hand glove is sold at 50. So the 50 is the lowest price that is being sold for the item. And now we wanted to see the revenue that is generated by the yesterday's sale. So for that we will use the sum. So sum will calculate the all money that is generated, or that is gathered by the yesterday's sale. So let's see, this ABC company has how much revenue generated. So you can see that it has generated 4650 rupees by the with the yesterday's sale. So the next item, they wanted to analyze or enhance the business, and they wanted to give a exciting offer to the customer who has sold more than who shop at highest, who invested the highest number of money to shop from their company. So before that, they wanted to see each customers re- invested the amount of money for to purchase the item, so that we can see. So if you just go to orders table, so this orders table has a customer id which identify the customers. So this customer id equal to 1 is repeated twice. This means this is the same customer who has purchased couple of items here. Now the next is customer id equal to 3. So this means this 5 item that is purchased, that is PPE kit, sanitizers, hand gloves, badminton kit, and carom. So these are purchased by the same customer. So now we wanted to figure out, like, this customer id equal to 3 has invested how much money to shop from the ABC company, so that when the next shopping sale comes, so he or she might get the discount, or may get the exciting offers. So that company wanted to verify. So for that, we'll do customer id comma sum of price from orders. Now the interesting thing is, like, we wanted to figure out something based on the customer id. here now we wanted to figure out the aggregate based on something which is like a divide. We are dividing the certain things, so here we are dividing this aggregate function based on the customer id. So for that we will use a grouping, so that this will group together, and on this group the aggregate function will be called. So for that we will use group by customer id. So here we can see that customer ID 1 is invested 150 rupees to purchase items from ABC company, and customer ID equal to 3 has invested 1850 rupees to purchase items from the ABC company, and likewise there are customers who has invested 150, 1200 and likewise money. Now, the company has decided to give offer to those customers who has purchased more than 500, who has invested more than 500 rupees to buy the items. So that we can do. So there here something like we have a 6 record written by this query, and now we wanted to figure out revenue which are spent more than 500. So we can see that there are record 1, 2, 3. Yes. So that we can do, select the same query. So I will just do a copy paste. Yes. So we have a query. Now if we try to just use a where clause, where sum of price is greater than 500, then this query will not be work, and it will prompt an error that aggregate may not appear in the where clause until or unless it is in a subquery containing in a having clause. So instead of where clause we will use having clause to perform this kind of operations. So just let me type it. Sum of price is greater than 500. Yes. So there are 3 customers who has who has done the shopping more than 500. So they will get the exciting offer. So congratulations to them. And the next is we wanted to figure out average average of the selling price. So this is the very straightforward, like we are calculating the mean max. So just we will find out the average selling price of per item. So you can see that 332 is the average of those items sold, and at the end we wanted to see how many items is being sold. So that we can see with the help of this query. Select count of star from orders. So there are 14 records, or there are 14 items is sold. Now if I wanted to see at the top, I will just quickly select the orders query. So we can see that there is a sanitizer is repeated. So I just wanted to see the distinct number of item is being sold. So that I can also do. Now I wanted to see count of distinct item is sold. So for that we will use the keyword distinct, and we'll use the item. So there are 5 items which are repeatedly sold by this ABC company. So I hope guys you have understood this concept of aggregate functions and you enjoy watching my video tutorial. So till then, take care of yourself and stay safe and happy learning.